Welcome to our Shape of Life modeling video. So as a reminder, these videos are for you to either show directly to your children if you're teaching virtually maybe, or you can watch this video and then do your own modeling after it. So I will be talking for the rest of this video as if I am talking to a group of children. And yeah, let's get started. So like I said, this is our Shape of Life game. So friends, we are going to play this game and it's going to teach us all about shapes. Do you all like shapes? Me too. I'm going to open up our game and inside we have a lot of really cool pieces. So we have some different shapes. And I want you to go ahead and explore with those. See if maybe you can build a tower out of them or see what else you want to do with those shapes. While you're exploring, I'm also going to punch out some other shapes I have. So I have these shape cards with shapes in them. And I'm going to punch some of those out so we can play with those ones too. Now that you all have had an opportunity to explore, we are going to start with level 1, okay? Now in level 1, I'm going to use this really big shape mat I have. So you see this? It gets really, really big. And it has all sorts of shapes on it. So I'm going to lay that down on the floor. And I'm going to look at my shapes and see if I can find any that match it. So I'm going to look. Does anyone know what shape this is? Yeah, that's a rectangle. I'm going to see if I can find another rectangle on my mat. Do you see any that look like a rectangle? You're right. Right there. There's 2 purple rectangles. Great job. Let's try again. I actually have some 3D shapes here. This shape, do you know what that one shape is? It looks like a ball. Yeah, this is called a sphere. Can you say sphere? That's great. So I'm going to see if I see any shapes on here that look like a sphere. I see it down here too. Those both look like spheres. They're both round, right? That's great. So you can practice matching your different shapes that you have to the shapes on your shape mat. Once you've had an opportunity to explore all the different shapes and try matching them to your shape mat, then we can move to level 2. So in level 2, we're going to use our punch-out shapes that came in the blue. And we're also going to use our blue cards. And we're going to see if we can match. Do you all like to match? Me too. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle up my blue cards and we're going to pick one. And does anyone know what that is? Yeah, it looks like a rug or something. And what shape is it? That's right, it's a rectangle. So we're going to see if we can find any other rectangles. So I'll hold up a couple shapes. So I have a few shapes here that I'm going to hold up and I want you to tell me if any of these look like a rectangle. I have this shape, this shape, this one. Which of those looks like a rectangle, I wonder? A rectangle has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. This shape kind of looks like a rectangle, but all the sides are equal. So that's not it. This shape goes round and round and round. Yeah, that's a circle. That's not a rectangle. This shape has 2 short sides and 2 long sides, so that's a rectangle. Both of these shapes are rectangles. Let's try another one. You ready? Okay. What about this? What shape is this one? Yeah, that's a triangle. It has 1, 2, 3 sides. All triangles have 3 sides. I wonder if we'll be able to find any other triangles. Now, you all told me this was a circle, so that's not a triangle. What about this? What's that shape? Yeah, that's a square. It has 4 equal sides. That's not a triangle. I have 2 shapes left. Are either one of these shapes a triangle? That's right, they're both triangles because they have 3 sides. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. And this one, even though it looks a little bit different, is also a triangle because it has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. They're all triangles. The sandwich is a triangle, and so is our little green triangle. This is an equilateral triangle, and so is our darker green triangle. So we have 3 triangles. Great job. Let's give level 3 a try, shall we? Now, level 3 gets a little bit trickier, okay? But you guys are great at math. You're really good mathematicians, so we will not have a problem with it. Now, in level 3, we're going to use our purple shapes, okay? So you have purple shapes, and you can punch them out, boom, just like that. Our purple shapes. We're also going to use these shapes, these foam shapes. And these are what we call 3-dimensional shapes. That means that we can put something inside of them. Like a circle, it's just flat. It's 2-dimensional. We can't put anything inside of it. But a sphere is 3-dimensional because we could fill it with something, right? Like our soccer balls and our basketballs, those are spheres because we could fill them with something. Or maybe you like cones, right? A cone we can fill with things, like maybe you like ice cream cones that we fill with ice cream. A cone is also 3-dimensional because we can fill it with something. A square, that's 2-dimensional because it's flat. Okay, so we're going to start playing level 3 with all of our shapes, okay? So I'm going to have a shape for my card, and we're going to see if we can find one that matches. Are you ready? Okay. Here's my first shape. Does anyone know what shape that is? Yeah, it's a dice, that's right. And the shape is called a cube. A dice has 6 faces, and it's called a cube. Now I wonder, do I have any cubes? I have a couple of shapes that I wonder, are either one of these a cube? Which one looks like a dice to you? Yeah, the blue one. This is a cube. So our cube and our dice, they're both cubes. So we'll put those ones together. Let's try another one. Are you ready? This one's pretty tricky, but you're really smart. You'll get it. This sign. Have you ever seen this sign when you're out walking around or maybe driving or on the bus? Yeah, sometimes I've seen this sign too. I wonder what shape this sign is. Does anybody know the name of this? I think it's helpful to count the sides so we can figure it out. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the name of a 5-sided shape? It's called a pentagon. That's right. And sometimes it looks like a sign or it might look like a house. I wonder if we can find any other pentagons. I have 2 shapes here, and I wonder if we can figure out which one's a pentagon. I have my yellow shape and my brown shape. I wonder which one do you think is a pentagon? It's really hard. Let's count the sides. Remember, a pentagon has 5 sides. We're going to see which one has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The shape has 6 sides. That's not a pentagon. Let's count our brown shape. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The brown shape has 5 sides. That's a pentagon. So we found 2 pentagons. Great job. Let's try another 3-dimensional shape, okay? Let me see. This is a 3-dimensional shape. Yeah, it looks like a can. Sometimes maybe it looks like a can of beans, or maybe it's a can like a drink. Yeah, we see this shape sometimes when we're talking about food. This is called a cylinder. Now my cylinder is also a 3-dimensional shape. See, it's not flat. I can't squish it. It's not flat. So this is a 3-dimensional shape. It's a cylinder. And if I look just at the bottom face, the base, that's a circle, right? So a cylinder has a circle on the bottom and on the top. So those are both cylinders. Okay, let's do one last shape just to have a little fun. Now this shape, this is one of my favorite shapes. This might actually be my favorite shape. I wonder what your favorite shape is. This is a kite. Have you ever flown a kite? Kites are really fun. Now, what shape is that kite, I wonder? This kite is what we call a rhombus. Sometimes we hear it called a diamond, but we're going to use the word rhombus to describe it, okay? So this is a rhombus, and I wonder if we can find other rhombus. When I have more than one rhombus, I call it a rhombi. Okay. Now, I have a few shapes here. Look at this. I have two rhombi, right? I have more than one rhombus, so I call it a rhombi. I have two rhombi to go along with my kite rhombus. So we have 1, 2, 3 rhombi. Great job. Now you can continue to play and you can match all of your shapes to your cards and see how many shapes you can find. And then when you're all done playing, you can look around your room and see if you can find other shapes too. Like I see a rectangle that's a picture frame, and I see rectangles and squares that are books, or actually, let me see this. This is actually not flat, right? There's something inside. There's the pages inside. So I would call this shape a rectangular prism. It's 3-dimensional. So you can also see if you can find 2D shapes or 3D shapes. 2-dimensional where it's flat, or 3-dimensional and it has something inside of it. So you can go on those shape hunts all around your room and your home and look at the different shapes you can find. And that's our game, Shape of Life. Thanks for playing.